Hello, my name is Kathleen Chiris, and today's exclusive interview features one of the top buyer agents of Buyer Agent Search out of Indianapolis, Indiana, Sue Foll. So let me ask you a final question here, Sue, which is one that every buyer should ask of their agent. And that is, as a buyer's agent, what do you do to protect your clients when they're planning to buy real estate?
Well, I try to start out the process when we're looking at property. I point out what could be possible items that would show up on an inspection report. And I try to point out some things that might be more on the major side and then things that are just kind of incidental that really are not a big deal. I want them to understand the difference between major defects and just really minor items. In the purchase agreements that we use in the state of Indiana, they are the Indiana state forms. There is a section that refers to the inspections, and I always encourage my buyers to have inspections. In fact, if they don't want to do an inspection, I make them sign a disclosure saying that they chose not to do one because I strongly believe in inspections. But after the purchase agreement is accepted, we then go through the inspection process. My buyer usually receives the inspection report the day of the inspection. I encourage them to read through it. We talk, if we are not in the same state or in the same city, we talk on the phone. I tell them to pull out the summary page and let's go through the report page by page, but I want you to look at the summary items because these are the items that are major or safety defects. If they see other things that are really of a concern to them, we can talk about them and decide whether that should be on our response to inspections. We then submit, well, I fill out the response to inspections and then we submit it to the seller's agent and then ultimately to the seller. Plus, I provide the entire report because I want them to know what we saw and what the inspector found. The seller then responds back to the buyer. And, we may go back and forth or we may not be able to come to a meeting of the minds. And if that's what happens, then I submit a response for a mutual release and get my buyer's earnest money back. But I want to be sure that the buyer is totally comfortable. But I feel it's important to set expectations from the very beginning.
Well, it sounds like you take very good care of your clients, and we at Buyer Agent Search do happen to know that for the last 17 years, all we get are positive reviews from you or about you. And we see consistently that you're always advocating in the best interests of your clients, providing them a professional and very good experience in terms of buying a house.